Hey, good morning, Lakes Community Church. Pastor Chase here, bringing you another one of your weekly words. This week, I want to take us into the book of Job. I've been reading Job this past week, and I've enjoyed it a lot more than I have in the past. I think that's because I knew a little bit more of where it was going, but my absolute favorite part, I think, would have to be chapters 38 and 39. And this is where God finally answers Job and all of his questions because, in the story of Job, he's this really rich, amazing guy. He has everything that he could ever want. And then basically, just to test him, God allows Satan to rip everything away from him. He rips away his family, he rips away his wealth, and then eventually he even takes his health, but he never takes Job's life. And not once does Job curse God. Not once does Job look at God and say, wow, you're so terrible for doing all these things. Why are you doing all these things to me? Job just says, you know what? God is righteous. He can give and he can take away. God gets to do what he wants. But then throughout the rest of the book, Job is kind of gets to this point of questioning God and saying, well, I'm righteous, so how could you do this? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you punish the wicked, so why am I getting punished? I'm not wicked. I'm a righteous man. I don't understand this. If I could only plead my case to God, if only I could talk with God, God would understand and God would change what he's done. See, Job gets to this point where he's talking with his friends and he's saying, if only I could plead my case to God, if only I could make God understand, then he would stop what he's doing. He would change his judgment. He would change what he's done. And I think the reason why I like chapters 38 and 39 so much is, one, because it's God asking a lot of rhetorical, kind of sarcastic questions. And that I always really enjoy that because that's who I am. I'm a really sarcastic person. But I just want to read a little bit out of 38 for you because this is God's response to Job. And Job saying that if only he could make God understand. This is God's answer to him. And this is chapter 38, verse 1. It says, Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Now gird up your loins like a man, and I will ask you, and you instruct me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who set its measurements? Since you know, or who stretched the line on it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Or who enclosed the sea with doors, when bursting forth it went out from the womb? When I made a cloud its garment, and thick darkness its swaddling band, and I placed boundaries on it, and set a bolt and doors, and I said, Thus far you shall come, but no farther, and here shall your proud waves stop? Have you ever in your life commanded the morning and caused the dawn to know its place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, and the wicked be shaken out of it? Like, here's God, and he goes on for another 2 chapters like this, being rhetorical with Job, and then asking these rhetorical, sarcastic questions like, Job, if you could only make me understand, all right, well, if you're going to make me understand, then where are the foundations of the earth? Like, where were you when all of that was done? I think basically what God is telling Job is he's like, excuse me, who do you think you are? Like, I'm your God. I get to decide what happens. Who are you to think otherwise? And then ultimately, Job comes to that same conclusion. Verse 40 says, Then the Lord said to Job, Will the fault finder contend with the Almighty? Let him who reproves God answer it. Then Job answered the Lord and said, Behold, I am insignificant. What can I repay you? I lay my hand on my mouth. Once I have spoken, and I will not answer. Even twice, and I will add nothing more. So here, this entire book, Job has been saying, if only I could plead my case to God and make God understand. And now, when he's face to face with God and able to talk with him, he realizes his insignificance, and he's like, you know what? You're right. I have nothing to contend with you, and I have nothing to repay you. I have nothing to add to you. So how could I think that I could make you understand? And for me, this past week, we're going into another lockdown. I think that this book has been really important for me to be able to understand my own insignificance in comparison to God and to His plans. And I don't understand what God is doing in the world. I don't understand what His plans are, but I trust that He's the one that set the foundations of the earth. I trust that He's the one that knows what He's doing above all and above anyone else. God knows what He's doing. So the book of Job has helped me to trust God with everything that's going on. And I hope that you guys are in the same spot. That as we're entering into this really unfortunate time again in this lockdown, that we will be able to look at all the things that God has done, just from the sea being where it's at, or all the animals on the earth, or just the fact that we are a ball just hurtling through the space. I hope that we're able to find a trust in God during this new lockdown, during this weird time. I almost said stupid time, but yeah, I hope that you guys are able to find some new trust in God. Book of Job is great for that. So this has been another weekly word. I hope you guys have a great week, and we love you, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Have a good one.